My name is.
Welcome to
My
Sports
name
56
is.
Happy Hour with John
Hi.
Radio.
My
This
name
hour
is.
is brought to you by
My name
Buster's
is.
Butcher at
My name
199
is.
South Highway, where every
Hi.
cut is
My
the
name
right
is.
cut. Now,
My
here's
name
your
is.
host, Johnny
My
Radio
name is.
himself, John Harden.
Hi. My name is. My name is. My name is.
Yo, 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 yo. Welcome into a little Sports 56 Happy Hour. I'm your buddy Johnny Radio. Happy Monday, everybody. What a Monday it is. My goodness, man. Boston. People in Boston have to be feeling good because the Celtics look absolutely amazing. Jaylen Brown deserves every dollar that he's been getting. The Drew Holiday trade is looking great. Kristaps Porzingis, a little issue maybe with his calf, but he's feeling pretty much all right. And the Celtics took, which was, it felt like so far at least the best right hook from Dallas. And a hobbled Luka Doncic still finished with 32-point triple-double. But damn, Kyrie ain't showed up. And that Dallas team looks overwhelmed by the Celtics. Their defense is just awesome. Unders have been coming in this series. I'm loving me some unders. But we're going to talk a little bit about some basketball. Don't forget, though, the College World Series. Every single team has been set except for one game is left. And tonight you have NC State and Georgia. That's at 6 o'clock. It's on ESPN. It's the last game, baby. Game 3, tied at 1-1, NC State, Georgia. They're going to go at it. I think that's going to be awesome. But you just got to give a big tip of the cap to Southern baseball, bro. 4 SEC teams punched their ticket to Omaha. Georgia could be the 5th. You have Tennessee, Florida, Texas A&M, and Kentucky booking their passage to the College World Series. The ACC teams did pretty damn good as well. You have Florida State, FSU, Virginia, and North Carolina. Vance Holliday is just about as nasty a baseball player as I've ever seen. If you haven't checked this kid out for North Carolina, you really do need to go check him out. He is bad to the bone. And again, one more spot, 8th and final spot, will be decided today. Georgia, NC State. That's down in Athens Super Regional. And I'll tell you one thing, man. College baseball is continuing to grow. Women's basketball is growing. Everybody's constantly still talking about it. In fact, today, Monday hot topic. Shocker here, people. Caitlin Clark. She was left off the Team USA. Now, I think it's lunacy that the most popular person in a sport that nobody cares about, a sport that everybody constantly complained, the people that participated in the sport, the WNBA and women's basketball, about how they don't make a lot of money. The max salary is, I think, like $250 million. The average salary is like $70,000. They were flying commercial. So if you want to grow the game, why don't you put the biggest star out there? 1992, the Dream Team. That roster, Michael Jordan, most popular player on planet Earth. Of course, they put him on there. Do you remember who they left off? Isaiah Thomas. Why? Because there's no way Isaiah Thomas should have been left off that roster. But they leave him off because Michael Jordan didn't want him on the team. And by the way, you capitulate to Michael Jordan because he was the biggest star in the sport. Right now, Caitlin Clark is the biggest star in the sport. And I was listening to my good buddy Dave Woloshin today, dropping some knowledge on me, things that I did not know. But I will tell you, like, I did not know that the United States women's national team has not lost a game since 1992. 92. 7 straight gold medals. Haven't lost a game. Yet, I have not seen one Olympic women's basketball game ever in my entire life. But I bet if Caitlin Clark was in Paris, I probably would have paid attention. Not that she had to play, it's just, it brings attention. It brings eyeballs. It brings people paying attention to the sport. And by the way, think about her Team USA jersey, how much that bad boy would have sold. And let's not act like a 12-team roster, you can't just add somebody on because I don't know if you remember that 1992 team, the Dream Team. It had Christian Laettner on it. It wasn't because he was one of the 12 best players in the world. It's because he was a 2-time National Player of the Year from Duke, a national champ, a guy who had a built-in audience. They wanted to see the Dream Team, and they wanted Christian Laettner fans, which there were a ton of them back then. If you weren't around, Christian Laettner was the buzz. You go back to 2016, Breanna Stewart, when she came out of UConn, she wasn't one of the 12 best players in the world, but they put her on that team. She's definitely one now. And again, this is USA women's basketball. It's the Olympics, and they have not lost a game since 92. They're going to go win the gold. Don't you want people paying attention while you actually win the gold? If a tree falls in the woods and nobody's around, does it make a sound? Well, who gives a damn? Nobody's around. Nobody cares about the tree that fell because nobody even knows about it. That's Team USA basketball. That's the women's game. I mean, it's very simple. I don't know. I mean, I think this is very simple. Put the most popular person in the sport in that sport, ergo, draw some eyeballs. I mean, you're putting Diana Taurasi, what's been in 6 Olympics already? She's like 42 years old. I mean, I don't know about the roster enough to say who she should replace by any means. I'm just saying, come on now. You got to be smart about certain things. Now, I am happy because we have a busy show. You know, we got Terry Davis joining us today at 11:30. But the last couple Mondays, we hadn't had our good buddy Jake Crane on the show. He's been traveling abroad, I believe, all over the place. The Crane and Company show is the best show around. They've had a little bit of a hiatus because, of course, Jake has been gone. And I will tell you right now, if you are not paying attention to Crane and Company, do you really care about sports and entertainment? I'm not so sure. What's up, Jake? How's life, my friend?
Man, glad. I tell you what, first off, as always, thanks for the kind words. Glad to be back with you guys. But, yeah, went overseas. This is the only time of year when, you cover all the sports. You know this better than anybody, that you can afford to take any time off. So went over across the pond to London and France. But I tell you what, man, nothing beats the United States. Never forget that England blew a 13-colony lead.
By the way, when you were over there, did you smuggle any Caitlin Clark jerseys over there and sell them over there? Is she popular over there as well?
Man, it's when we went over there, it's actually crazy the way it worked out. When we were over in London, they were playing the
baseball,
the EPL finals, and you had tons of stuff going on. I mean, Man U won the trophy while we were over there, and they're as nuts about that as we are about college football down here. I will give them that. I mean, they've got gangs that roam around wearing the jerseys, like just ready to just beat other teams up. It's wild, but no, man. I will say, one night I was in France. I can't understand a word that they're saying on the television, but they did have a European NFL in Europe, basically, game on that I was able to watch, and so that brought me back home. But no, glad to be back, man. And dang, I mean, they probably treat Caitlin Clark better than we treat her over here.
I would definitely say that, and I guess I can kind of just start right here while we jump into things. And again, I'm glad you're back. I hope you had a whole lot of fun. I've been over to London and France. It's interesting. It's crazy how old some things are over there. Like,
it's crazy. It's crazy how young we are. I mean, I was looking at the Tower of London, back in the day when they did their king thing and all that stuff, and behind it was like some brand new modern architecture. It's just a crazy juxtaposition, to be honest. Crazy stuff. The Caitlin Clark stuff is crazy, and I just want to get your take. I think it's very simple. I'd learned a lot about the Olympic basketball game, women's game, that I've never known. Did you know that they haven't lost a game since '92? They've won 7 straight Olympic golds. Did you know that? No, I didn't, because, I mean, to be honest with you, I mean, if everybody's going to look each other in the eyes and tell the truth, I mean, nobody's really kept up with it that much, at least that I know. That was something that you would think that would be pretty common knowledge. But, again, not having Caitlin Clark on the Olympic team, I can't believe they keep making these horrible of decisions back to back to back. It's almost impressive at this point.
It really is. It's kind of like it's getting to a point to where it's just so stupid that it's become comical. And then the people defending the decision saying, well, this is just purely basketball. This is pure. Well, you're also the same people who are saying this is just a basketball decision about the 12 best players. Again, if a tree falls in the woods and nobody's around to hear it, does anybody give a damn? No. And if nobody's watching the Olympic gold medals and you win them, did it actually grow your game? No. It's just stupid.
Well, it's the most petty thing I've ever seen. I mean, listen. If you want to sit here, the one that blew my mind the most was, we didn't want to put her on the team because we didn't want people to get upset about her not having that much playing time. So your answer to that, you think you're going to make people happy by giving her no chance to have any playing time? And spare me the 12 best players. Look, Diana Taurasi was a dog back in the day. I am not disputing that at all. And there's some really good players that I think got left off that team as well. But Diana Taurasi's 100-year-old ass being on the team instead of Caitlin Clark is laughable. Treat it like the Ryder Cup. Make her a coach. But thinking Diana Taurasi's one of the 12 best players in the WNBA, Brittany Griner is a shell of her former self. But listen, now nobody cares. Like, you guys are doing a really good job of making people care as little as possible. It's like Jim Carrey on Dumb and Dumber when he takes their last bit of money and goes and spends it on that big cowboy hat and Slim Jims and like the Auto Trader or whatever. It's just dumb decision after dumb decision. When you have your only chance, this is your only chance, and you're going to blow it. And you are blowing it.
Well, Dallas seems like they've blown their chance. They look terrible in the first two games. I know a lot of people talk about how a series hasn't really started until somebody wins on the other team's home court, yada, yada.
Yeah.
Winning 4 out of 5 games against this Celtics team almost feels impossible right now, especially the way Kyrie's playing. What do you think about this series? Are you shocked Celtics are up 2-0?
I'm not shocked. I mean, look, the Celtics have looked pretty good in game ones and have struggled in game twos. But we got to remember, I mean, this is a Celtics team that has notched a new level every year. They have, if you look at how young Jason Tatum is and really Jaylen Brown is, and how many playoff games that they've played in, it's actually astounding. I mean, they've taken one step after the other. They're not going to overlook anything. But when you look at what makes the Celtics great, it's the same thing that I think make the Nuggets great. Yes, you have a superstar. Yes, you have good players. But you have multiple guys that can create problems. I can make the argument right now, Drew Holiday should be the MVP of the finals so far. I mean, he has played absolutely outstanding the first 2 games. Porzingis was able to come back. He's given him some good minutes. I think he's going to be back in game 3. You have Al Horford. I mean, you have guys like Hauser. They're just a complete team, and they've been here before. So the experience factor, I think, for them, they're not going to let up. Look, would I be shocked if Luka and Kyrie went off and the Mavs were able to pull off 2 at home? No, but winning 4 out of 5, as you said, against a Boston team that's deeper than the Atlantic Ocean, I just don't see it.
Yeah, I'm right there with you. And the other thing about this is that just kind of, like that just wild to me is, and I guess I'm realizing it now, I've always been a fan of him. I said he deserved his money because of the alpha that he is. But Jaylen Brown has kind of just really established himself as the leader of that team. He is the top dog. He was mic'd up last night. If you hear the way he talks to his teammates, listen, Jason Tatum is an amazing talent. He is a great basketball player. He's not necessarily a leader of men, and I'm seeing that in Jaylen Brown, and that's why I think he deserves every damn penny.
Well, I've said for 2 years, when it comes down to the Celtics taking the last shot, I want Jaylen Brown. I mean, he is their Batman, let's be honest. Now, guys lead in different ways, but what the Celtics have is multiple leaders that lead in different ways. I mean, you look at Al Horford. They had Al Horford mic'd up.
Vet.
I mean, you talk about giving a perspective, but Jaylen Brown is the dog. He is the alpha. He is the vocal guy. Jason Tatum says what he needs to say when he needs to say it. He goes out, plays really well. We all know how good he is, but it is the perfect recipe for a champion when you have multiple guys that lead in multiple ways. And I think that's probably the Celtics' biggest strength. But make no mistake, Jaylen Brown is that dude.
And the other thing that I think I didn't give the Celtics credit for is the fact that their defense is just ridiculous. Yeah. And it's just one of those things when you're playing in the East and you go through a Jimmy Butler-less Miami, a Spidey-less deadgum Cleveland Cavaliers, and no Tyrese Halliburton with the Pacers, you just don't have that same respect and feel with their path. I was like, man, the Mavericks just shut down Ant-Man and the Timberwolves. They beat Oklahoma City, the number 1 seed. They took care of the Clippers. I just felt like this thing, that they were cooking. And then they ran into Boston, and it's just like, damn, they're long, they're athletic, and I think their defense is what's causing Kyrie to play so bad. He's 0 for 8 from downtown and just doesn't seem like he can get anything going.
Yeah, the Mavs just look tired to me. Like it looks like they've had to go through fist fight after fist fight. Not saying the Celtics didn't have to earn it. They did. But it seems like they really expended a ton of physicality and physical energy against the Timberwolves. I mean, to be honest with you, Dallas going into that Minnesota matchup, I thought was an awful match for Dallas. I was shocked at the way they were able to hang physically, but you expend all that energy, all that intensity, and what do you get for it? You get to play against a team that's physical, a team that's deep, and a team that's long. The Mavs just don't have enough. I mean, you look at what's happening around Luka, everybody looks gassed. And listen, Luka isn't winning any 5Ks, but he has shown up. So I just think it's a mixture of them being tired and the Celtics, when they smell blood in the water, at least so far, they have stepped on their throat. And I don't see that stopping. If Boston wins one of these games in Dallas, it's over, it's cooked, it's done. It just seems like the Mavs are tired.
Stick a fork in them. I do think, though, this Dallas team's going to come back and fight like hell in Dallas. But again, right now, a person who put money at the beginning of the series on the Mavericks to win it all doesn't feel very good about his bet.
No.
And he's not sweating it either because, man, those unders have been coming in this series like you wouldn't believe. I mean, they've been easy.
Yeah, well, I mean, look, we're to the point now where you've played so many games and so many high-pressure, snaps, as we call it in football, that you're probably not going to go out there and have the most rhythmic game offensively, right? Even with the amount of talented offensive players that are on the court, championships are still won by defense and effort at the end of the day. So I don't think you're going to see 122s to 115s. We may get one of those, but at this point, it's about who can get stops, who can get in transition, and who can make free throws. And that typically goes to the team that has more energy. And it just seems like the Celtics have more energy.
We're a bunch of good old Southern boys. We always feel like everything in the South's just a little bit better. Life's just a little bit more fun. And damn it, football is definitely better. The SEC is dominant. And again, in the South, if you watch baseball, and college baseball has been flat out awesome. The damn South is king again. You have already 4 teams from the SEC who have punched their ticket. You have an opportunity for Georgia to punch their ticket. You got 3 out of the ACC. Southern living is good for baseball, isn't it?
Without a doubt. And I mean, I don't know how you classify Oklahoma and Texas, but they're coming in the SEC too, and they're no pushovers, especially in softball. But no, look, regardless of what happens tonight in Georgia, NC State, the College World Series is going to be the SEC-ACC Invitational.
Yep.
To me, I wish we could set it up where every first game was an SEC versus an ACC opponent. They're not going to do that. But it goes, and listen, I mean, you look at the way the weather is down here, it is way more conducive to sports that are played on grass and dirt as opposed to the Northeast, the Northwest, where, you got a lot more concrete jungle than you do grass. But it's unbelievably impressive to see. And, we've got some new teams as well from the SEC that have kind of punched their way into Omaha. I think Kentucky is a fantastic story. Tennessee getting back after kind of struggling a little bit and people doubting them during the regular season. But no, this is the SEC-ACC Invitational brought to you by the College World Series.
And there's a team in there in North Carolina that realistically owes everything to one player, Vance Honeycutt. I know you've been across the pond, but have you heard about what this kid's done during the regionals and the super regional?
I mean, he's look, he was a hell of a player before we started the postseason, but it just goes to show you when everybody in the world knows he's a problem and you're still able to do it in the biggest moments. Now, I think they got a little help from an umpire or two here or there across the way, and I will make the argument that North Carolina has the best uniform in college baseball.
It is cold-blooded, and he is cold-blooded. Again, walk-off home runs are, once in a lifetime. This dude's already got 2 of them.
Yeah, and I wouldn't be shocked if he got another one. But, I really would. At this point, hit him. Just hit him. Unless
no.
the bases are loaded, just hit them.
The West Virginia game, I was watching that live, and I said, listen, I said, man, you don't pitch to this guy. I was like, man,
No.
I don't care. I said, I'll put him on. I know you don't want to put the tying run on second base. Don't do this. Don't. Man, they pitched to him. Homie hits a home run. Ball game. Dude is filthy.
Yeah, well, listen, I'd rather put the tying run on second base than throw to the winning run at home.
Exactly. But, man, the College World Series has been a whole lot of fun. I'm so glad that you're back. Tell me what you got coming down. What do you guys got going on? What you been putting in the lab? What are y'all bringing up today?
Oh, dude, I mean, there's so much going on. You know, we're always going to talk our college football and NFL. We're going live at 2 p.m. Central now, 3 p.m. Eastern, as opposed to in the mornings, which has been fantastic for us. But we're talking everything. I mean, obviously NBA. I find it hilarious that a team from Florida continues to be awesome in hockey playing against teams from Canada. We'll see how the rest of the series goes. Like I said, it's amazing. A hockey team from a state where the only snow that you see is brought in from the cartel continues to operate at such a high level and put themselves in position to win the Stanley Cup. We're talking that. We're talking, obviously, what's going on with the craziness with Caitlin Clark, but always college football. I'm thinking I may debut. I think, and I haven't said this to anybody else, I think we need a Heisman Trophy for defense. We're at that point.
Oh, I'm down with that. I like that. And I also got to say, I think that might be you have some of the best one-liners I've ever heard. That's one of the reasons I watch Crane and Company. But the only snow they get in Miami, then down in Florida, is brought in by the cartel, is one of my favorite. Jake.
Yeah, well, look, use it at will, man. It's the truth.
It is the truth. And it's wild that we took the game from Canada because, man, I don't think they've won like a Stanley Cup in 2 decades?
Keep taking it from them. We need to make them tougher.
Hey, we definitely do. Jake, be blessed. Enjoy the show today. I'll be listening.
Hey, appreciate you, brother. Glad to be back.
That is Jake Crane. Follow him on the YouTube. Follow him on the Twitter at Jake Crane _. Crane and Company's at Crane and Company. It's Blaine. It's David. It's Jake. They are awesome. It's kind of like the Butcher Shop. The Butcher Shop. Butcher Shop was awesome. But I'm talking about Buster's Butcher. Yeah, if you want to go to the best butcher shop, it's simple. It's not just a liquor store anymore. Buster's Liquor, right next to Buster's Liquor, is Buster's Butcher. The best meats in the whole wide world. And I mean the best meats, the best deals. The butchers are in there. They will cut exactly what you want. They also will talk to you about how to prepare it because not only are they the best butchers, they're cooks themselves. Telling you, it's a full-service shop offering curated selections of quality meats, cheeses, and prepared foods that are right there. Go to Buster's Butcher at 199 South Highland Street, right next to their liquor store at the University, district. Now they have a second butcher shop. Buster's Butcher is now open at 5851 Poplar Avenue in the Ridgeway Trace Shopping Center. You can go check them out online and learn more at bustersbutcher.com. Come see why every cut counts at Buster's Butcher. Terry Davis on the other side. We got to talk about Little Tigers and Little Grizzlies on Sports 56 98.5 FM.
We are real sports talk. Sports 56 WHBQ. Available on your radio dial at 560 AM and 98.5 FM, as well as around the world online at sports56whbq.com. Take us with you everywhere by downloading the Sports 56 app. And at home, just say, Alexa, play Sports 56. Wherever you are, stay tuned in to real sports talk. Sports 56 and 98.5 FM.
Moving is stressful, but Black Tie Moving can take the worry out of the process. Whether you're moving across town or across country, moving your home or your office, your personal moving concierge from Black Tie Moving will work with you to design a plan that perfectly fits your budget and needs. And they're available 24/7 to answer any questions you have. Give Black Tie Moving a call at 901-316-6196 or go to blacktiemoving.com/Memphis to get your personal, no obligation quote from the moving experts at Black Tie Moving.
Summer's heating up, and so are the savings at Choate's. We've got 3 incredible offers to make your season spectacular. First up, our Grill and Chill with Choate's Summer Special. Upgrade your HVAC system and choose between a free Yeti cooler or a Green Egg grill on select systems. Then power through any outage with Choate's generators. Be one of the first 50 customers to buy a generator and score a massive 75-inch TV or an iPad. Also, don't forget about our tankless water heater offer. Purchase a tankless water heater from Choates and receive a premium toilet free. Don't wait. These offers are too good to last. Turn to the experts with Choates and call 347-8086 or visit us online today for your free estimate. Now introducing Choates Air Conditioning, Heating, Plumbing, and Generators. Choates, let our family serve your family.
With Wendy's new $3 English muffin deal, you can get your choice of a sausage or bacon, egg, and cheese English muffin with small seasoned potatoes.
And with all that for just $3, it really is a proper breakfast, wouldn't you say? Huh? With a light and fluffy toasted English muffin and crispy seasoned potatoes. Go on, Catherine, give it a go.
Okay. Jolly good morning.
Ah, close love. Have a proper breakfast with Wendy's new $3 English muffin deal for a limited time.
U.S. price and participation may vary. Select request English muffin and discount. Not all products are comparable. See all regular price. Prices are higher in Alaska and Hawaii.
It's time to have a good time at Mugshots Grill and Bar in Olive Branch and Carterville. Come by for half-price happy hour 2 to 6 Monday through Friday with domestic drafts and $3 snacks. Then try one of Mugshots 19 specialty burgers, including the Mugshot Burger. Finish in 12 minutes and it's free. Plus, you get a free shirt. Mugshots in Olive Branch, 6400 Goodman Road, and Mugshots in Carterville, 656 West Poplar. So cheers to great food, good drinks, and fun company at Mugshots Grill and Bar, where you're always having a good time.
Ole Miss Rebel Yell is back. The Rebel Yell Hotline Radio Show is back on WHBQ Sports 56 and 98.5 FM. Every Monday night at 6, hear the latest news on your Ole Miss Rebels with Yancey Porter with 24/7 Sports, former Ole Miss defensive tackle Mike Fitzsimmons, Gordon Ford covering SEC Sports Call, and former Ole Miss baseball announcer Gary Darby. From kickoff to free throw to extra innings, your Ole Miss Sports on the Rebel Yell Hotline Show right here Monday night at 6 on Sports 56, 560 AM and 98.5 FM. Your Mid-South Sports Station.
Now back to Sports 56 Happy Hour with Johnny Radio. This hour brought to you by Buster's Butcher at 199 South Highland, where every cut is the right cut. Here once again, Johnny Radio.
Welcome back to a little Sports 56 Happy Hour. I'm your buddy Johnny Radio. It is a beautiful Monday, and man, we watched a little basketball this weekend as you finally got to see a game on Sunday because we have two nights off every damn time it feels like. They don't tip it back up until Wednesday night in the NBA. Man, that means no NBA action tonight. No NBA action tomorrow, but thank goodness tonight we have at least some college baseball. And there's this thing called hockey, which I am going to be serious when I say this. Never been a hockey fan. Never got into it until last year. I watched a couple games because of my former producer, Jay Morgan. He gave me a couple hockey bets. Did you know he went 2-0?
How about that?
So I was really liking me a little bit of hockey. But when you watch it, man, those dudes are fast. It's a very fast-paced game. It's entertaining as all get out. And it's really scary. Like, you have almost mini heart attacks. Like, if you have one other team and they're, like, slapping the puck thingy on the goalie or whatever, you can tell I'm really good at this hockey analysis. When they're skating really fast and they're shooting them shots, you'll have some panic attacks. But they do have a little hockey matchup. Game 2 of the Stanley Cup Finals is the Oilers and the Panthers from Florida. Florida's up 1-0 in the series. And I know my man Terry Davis watches everything sports, period. I mean, heck, you probably know what's going on with the Globetrotters. What's up, TD?
What's up, my brother? Hey, you have got to go to a live hockey game. Playoff hockey is great, but there's nothing like being live. It's so much better live.
Is it really? Man, it's been entertaining. It's been entertaining. Are you surprised, though, that nobody from Canada has won in like a couple decades?
Yeah, I am. I've been kind of rooting for them off and on. You know, Vancouver had a chance a few years ago when Boston, I can't cheer anything Boston, but, Vancouver let Boston beat them a few years ago back in, I think, 13, 12. Yeah, it's been 30-something years. It's been 35 years since Edmonton
3 decades.
won. Right. Since Edmonton won with the great Gretzky. So it's been a while for them. They need a championship. You think Memphis Tigers need a championship? They really need a championship, especially since they invented the sport.
Yeah, the poor country, though. They just gotten so soft now, and we took it over.
Hey, that's a bad word. You can't say that. And back in the day, we used to call European basketball players soft. We don't call them soft anymore, do we?
Well, if you look at the European players over here, they're balling. That's why. Like, look at Jokic, look at Luka, look at like Kristaps Porzingis. I mean,
I know.
Woof. Yeah, we don't call them soft no more.
I know. They taking over the American. They taking over the American game in America.
Yeah, but at least they're still playing right here in the NBA.
Which is a good thing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and we're still dominating. But, man, I got to ask you something, man. You watched a little NBA action last night, I'm sure.
Yes.
Can we just, like, I know there's so many talking points that are out there, but the one thing I just want to say is Jaylen Brown, every single dollar he got, he deserves. Like,
Yep.
I feel that he's the guy that I trust in the clutch. He's also the alpha. He's the leader. He's the top dog on that team. Jason Tatum is the superstar, the most talented player. But his personality is not that of Jaylen Brown's. And every single team has to have somebody to follow. And they all just kind of like fall in line. When things are tight or something needs to be said, it's Jaylen Brown who says it.
Yeah, but you know what, though? Without Jason Tatum, he would not have the freedom to do what he does because
they need each other. But what I'm saying is every single team in a room full of alphas and a bunch of dogs.
Both of them are alpha. Both of them are alpha. Don't get it twisted.
In different ways. But, man, you saw Jaylen.
Right.
You know, Jaylen Brown was mic'd up last night. I mean, you hear the way he talks to his teammates and keeps them. I mean, Jason Tatum is just not that kind of guy. He leads more by example.
Exactly.
But every single team needs to have somebody who can hold each player on that court accountable.
Exactly.
And that's Jaylen Brown, and that's why he deserves every damn penny.
Jason Tatum is more like Scottie Scheffler. He's just robotic about what he does, and he does it really, really well.
Did that Scottie Scheffler guy win again or something?
Yeah.
Dude, he's really good at golf. And he's also the nicest person in the world because I've watched his arrest video, and they're still leaking stuff out. Like, he handled himself extremely well. Like, that was a terrible situation, and he was cool, calm, and collected, went stretched into jail, and then came back and kicked butt.
Hey, man, he's Beaver Cleaver, man. He's clean cut, all that.
Is he boring though? Is he like?
He's not boring, but he's just.
I mean, the most exciting. Honestly, I didn't know much about him until he got arrested.
Exactly. You know, he'll be in Memphis in August, and you can get a chance to walk with him. He's very nice and gentle and just polite. He's just one of those guys you're not gonna find in the headlines or out partying later or doing dumb stuff. You know, he's a stay-at-home dad and just go out and play golf. He just don't do nothing.
And he just beats everybody's ass.
Yes, he does. He's good, man. He is good.
So what's Tiger Woods doing?
Tiger Woods is making his major appearances, so he can get those collection checks, and he's helped producing his new company with that new logo since he left Nike and all that good stuff. So he's out promoting the brand and doing what Tiger Woods does.
All right, man. Well, that's some great news, man. And by the way, we're sitting here talking with Terry Davis. You know him. He joins me every single Monday. He's the nicest guy in the whole wide world. We call him. I tell people when I'm down, sometimes I need you to come on just to give me the Care Bear stare, the Tear Bear stare, to make me feel better about things. Make me feel better about.
Okay, I'm gonna make you feel bad.
Maybe you're gonna make me feel bad.
Yes, of course.
Uh-oh.
Hey, man, what happened to your Cardinals, man? I thought they was on the road, man. What's going on?
They're not any good. And by the way, poor Bryant Dacus. Like, he's a big time. Like, he lives and dies with them. And their last 10 hadn't been very good. The thing is, though, they're still in the Central, which is just right now a very mediocre. I think everybody in the Central is basically right there, like 5-6 games out of first place.
Exactly. And you make a run, just like my Reds make a run, they won a 7-0 run. You do a 7-0 run, boom, you right back in the wild card chase. And that's one thing I like baseball with the wild card. You know, you're always in until like late September, unless you just really just, screw up.
By the way, who was it yesterday that the game that I was watching that I thought that was just so terrible that it ended? Bases were loaded.
Florida Clemson.
Was that the game? Oh, man. Dude, tell me about the College World Series. Is this thing picking up or what?
I love the College. You know what? I felt bad for Tennessee for a while, because I thought they were going to blow it again, but they came through and hit 7 home runs.
7 bombs.
Oh, my God, man. But, when the game started, when they lost yesterday, I said, Notre Dame all over again. But, it's good, man. But, the Florida Clemson game is good. Man, this is the best time. If you like baseball, you don't even have to know anybody. Just go out there, and you never know what's going to happen. Because the World Series for softball last year week was okay, but everybody knew Oklahoma's going to win. But with baseball, it's just so fun. It's just so entertaining. You never know what's going to happen.
Yeah, and we got one more. You got one more, opening for the College World Series. 7 people have punched their ticket, the 8th and final spots today. NC State, Georgia, and no matter what, we're gonna have an all ACC or SEC final. You got right now 4 teams out of the SEC, 3 out of the ACC. Man, it's the ACC SEC challenge.
Yes, and I put my money on the SEC because they've been good for so long, and they just got pitching, they got depth, they can do it, man. And it's just been fun to watch, man.
Just do me a favor. Like, the one thing that I need, though, SEC teams, if you're listening, don't pitch to Vance Honeycutt for North Carolina. Do not throw the ball to this kid. If you have to, walk him every time. I don't care if bases are loaded. Walk and a run. The kid's going to kill you.
He's hot.
He's hot. Man, I don't remember anybody having a series like this guy. I mean, it has just been absolutely freaking crazy.
It may slow down when you get up to Omaha, Nebraska.
Better hope so for the SEC, man, because he's just a one-man wrecking crew. Now, I do need to know a little bit about what's going on. What's going on with the Grizzlies, man? They got any ideas what they're going to get, what they're going to do? You know anything about them?
One thing about the Memphis Grizzlies, if you hear anything, it's probably a lie coming from the other side, because they hold their close to the vest. But one thing I know is I can expect either Zaire or Luke Kennard to be in a sign and trade or a draft day deal this year. So because one, I don't think they want to go on the cap, and 2, I think they're going to put more importance on the big man than Luke. And I think they can pray that Jake does what he did when he was healthy last year. If Jake can do what he did, he can fill in Luke's spot. But he can't stay healthy. That's the only thing I hate about Jake. I love Jake, but he just can't stay healthy. That's like Zaire.
Yeah, he is struggling to stay healthy. It's one of those things, though. We'll find out, man. It's coming up, the draft.
Less than 2 weeks, man.
Yeah.
Less than 2 weeks.
We'll really
a week
get
and a half
into it.
Next, Thursday after next.
Yeah, I was going to say, we'll really start getting into it here coming up soon. And I do also have to ask you, because I know that, again, you are a fan of all sports. You like the Capitals in hockey. You love the WNBA. You're a Reds fan, Steelers fan. You're also a big fan of the Lakers. What do you think about all the Dan Hurley noise? And is he going to be a good one? And then also the one other thing I want you to touch on is, why would you break this news the day of the NBA Finals? It felt kind of like petty and like, look at me, Lakers.
They didn't break the news.
That was all BS that was released by them. They let all that
you know
stuff.
what?
Don't
I
even
would
act.
much rather have Dan Hurley than J.J. Redick coming in coaching the Lakers for the first time, because Dan Hurley has been a coach before. And he understands the pressure and the spotlight. J.J. Redick don't understand the pressure and spotlight of coaching the Lakers and a Lakers team led by LeBron, which is a double spotlight. So everything you do going to be under a microscope. Everything. And I think Dan Hurley can do it, because Dan Hurley got, as the people said, he got 0 F's to give. He really don't care. He's just going to do what he do.
Man, I'm just wondering if that would work. I mean, I would tell you one thing. I think Dan Hurley he can coach at any level. He knows basketball. He's a hoops head. The one thing, though, that's driving me crazy about this, like a lot of people saying and making statements, well, look how great he is. If Dan Hurley goes to the Lakers, he is so amazing at player development. 55th pick, Lakers are going to take Bronny James, and he will turn him into a stud.
Yeah, and all the antics that he does, I think the Lakers would tune it out, because if you look at his play designs on the court, he does design great plays, and he does develop players. And in the NBA, it's all about development and execution. If you can get the guys to grow into their potential, and they can listen to you and they execute, that's you winning every time. That's one of the reasons I think Taylor Jenkins still has a job, because the players listen to him and they execute him. They just hadn't been healthy. But because if they didn't listen to him and they didn't execute, I think he'll be gone right now.
Yeah, I'm definitely going to have to agree with you there. So you're down with Dan Hurley being a Laker. Now, do you think
I am down with him. I prefer him to JJ.
Do you think he will be a Laker head coach?
I personally don't think he's going to do it. If they really wanted him, they would not have let him
leave.
Point.
Yeah.
Yes. Because once you leave, then you start second guessing yourself, if because you think about it, L.A. has high taxes, so does Connecticut, and he's going to get a raise regardless, either from Connecticut or from the Lakers. So both of them are high tax states. So so he's had to make it up, and the L.A. lifestyle is just something different.
All right, last but not least, you love the WNBA. Why are the people who run the Olympic basketball and the WNBA and a lot of things going on so damn petty, bro? Listen, the largest WNBA crowd ever, 20,000 people just the other night to go see who? A terrible fever team with Caitlin Clark. And,
they don't want the drama.
They don't want the drama. So if a tree falls in the woods and nobody hears it, who gives a damn about that tree? But you know what? A tree falls out and a bunch of people see it. They're like, oh, man, the tree. I mean, people in Auburn love their little tumor tree. Like, the Olympic team has not lost a game since 92. They've won 7 straight gold medals. They're going to win another gold medal, and nobody even knows that. The only reason I know about it is because they left Caitlin Clark off.
Man, they gonna get the same crowd where Caitlin plays or don't play.
Please, I would have watched the game.
And gymnastics still gonna outdraw the women's basketball in the Olympics. Period.
Because they're gonna have like people like I even know one of the little gymnast girls, and right now
Gabby.
Thank you, man. It was driving me crazy. I was like, how in the hell did my brain just stop?
Gabby Douglas, yes, man. They're gonna be good. And, if I was doing it because, it's all about money, she going to sell jerseys because she is hot. And when you hot, what they said, you ride that streak until it's over with because you don't know how long she's going to be hot. She may be hot in 4 years, but she's hot right now. She's hotter than the steam plate, man. She's hot.
Dude,
so you ride that.
She's
generating millions and millions of dollars all across the WNBA right now.
She is. And this is the thing that I said last week. And again, I think that's why she should have been on the roster. One, because of the eyeballs that she brings. And think about the jersey sales that would have been it. But people would have paid attention to the other women that are actually on that court. Like, you would have had more eyeballs. And the whole thing is about growing the game. And in 4 years, Caitlin Clark might not be hot.
I know.
I'm with you. I don't know why you don't go ahead and take your golden goose and get as much, windfall from that as you can. But it's just...
And there's a couple of people on the team. I'm not going to call no names, but there's a couple of people on the team that should not be on the team. And there's a couple of people on the team that should be on the team, and Clark should have been one of the two.
Man, hold on. Oh, man, sorry. Somebody just texted in, of course, at the Sissies Log Cabin text in listener line, 901-360-8255. Life's too short for ordinary jewelry. Said European players are great, but they're not more of them in the NBA than the American board. I agree with that statement. There's a lot of European basketball players, unlike in the past, who are the stars. Like, just look at the MVPs. Jokic. Look at what Luka's doing. Giannis. I mean, these are all guys who are foreign-born players.
But, I know.
So, there's not more. There's not more. But damn it, man. They're coming.
Who's the best non-African-American player in the NBA that's in the top 10?
Okay, hold on. What are my parameters? Best non-African-American NBA player in the top 10.
U.S. born. There you go. You can't come up with one.
I'm not doing very good over here. I also have to say that my brain's not working very well. I'm still recovering from panic 2 weeks ago.
It's not one in the top 10 because everyone's either foreign. The top 5 players are all foreign.
That's right. I mean, Embiid, I know he's going to play for, Team USA, but he's not from here.
Exactly. It's crazy. It's crazy how much. I think the best top 10 player that's U.S. born might be John Morant.
Damn.
That's how far down you got to go. And he didn't play last year, so, you gotta weigh that.
By the way, speaking about Ja, and I just want to put you on this, man. Like, next year, you expecting a super, super duper performance from him? And is he coming back to remind everybody that he's Ja?
Yes. The team, okay, you got to preface all this with they being healthy and getting a big man. That team will be so loaded next year because, everybody forgets that Jaren had his best year ever.
Yep. Desmond Bane's insane,
one of his best years ever. And Ja he don't have a chip on his shoulder. He got a boulder on his shoulder. Because he's been listening to all these people saying how great everyone else is in the league. and they rarely mention him. So you know him. I'm not calling him petty, but I'm just saying he kind of.
That's the athlete in him, man. Nobody wants to dude. When somebody goes out there and like they surpass you, and you're like, wait, hold up. I think you forgot who I am. I mean, that. I don't think that's petty. I think that's just being an athlete.
And last year he took a nosebleed of not going and dunking last year, I promise you, the first couple of months he's gonna come bring those dunks out of retirement.
So it's gonna get. You think it's gonna get?
It's gonna get ugly for something. There's gonna be some posters being made this in October of this fall.
I love it. I absolutely love it. By the way, Terry, what you been working on, man? What you got coming down the pipe?
I'm going to look at this roster that Memphis has, and hopefully they get one more person in. And I think that he's got to get at least 3 more people in because he don't have a full roster right now. I think he has like 9 official people on this team. He needs to get at least 12 out there so he can at least practice.
Is he going to get anybody that can replace Mr. Jones?
Nobody going to replace Jones because Jones is one of those special kids. So they don't have to
big
do
Arthur. Is they got a chance at Arthur still?
They still got a chance to Arthur. They got a lot of money left in the bank since Mr. Jones decided to go west. So they got a little bit of money to play with, but he really wants to get the person in at least by the second semester so they can get that chemistry going, so they don't have the issues they had last year.
What do you think? What is the chances that one of the people that he brings in is actually going to be somebody in the starting 5, or do we have our starting 5? Is he just going?
I think we have our starting 5, but I think he just needs to get that bench down because I think what he's going to do is roll with 7 deep, and hopefully everybody roll that way, and he don't burn everybody out early, so everybody be healthy at the end of the year. Because that's one thing about it: when you're not as deep and talented like you were last year, you don't want to get injuries and you be thin before you know it.
So basically, I think what you're telling me, though, because I would think Arthur Kaluma would be a starter for the Tigers if they got him, is you really don't think they're going to have a chance to get him.
I don't really think they got a chance to get him because, Memphis has money, but Memphis ain't got Big Ten money or SEC money.
That is true.
At the end of the day, these young kids, what they look at that dollar bill, y'all.
Dollar bill, y'all. All I can think about now is what is the picture? What is that show where the crazy Kenny Powers?
Oh yeah, Eastbound and Down.
Eastbound and Down. Damn, I gotta go watch that. That thing was hilarious, man. Hey, do me a favor, enjoy the baseball tonight. Have a good one, and we'll do it again next week, my friend.
Peace.
Peace. That is Terry Davis. We're gonna take a quick time out. We'll be back in 2 Shakes, Sports 56, 98.5 FM.
Join the voice of the Tigers, Dave Woloshin, for Wolo and Friends. Weekday mornings from 10 to 11, here on Sports 56 and 98.5 FM.
Summertime's finally here, and that means it's time to party. Lucky for you, Family Leisure is having a summertime to party sale. Now, what's all included in this party sale? Practically everything. 24-foot above ground pools for as little as $19.99. All ladders, filter systems, and even robotic cleaners are 20% off. Come in and look at all of the in-stock patio furniture Family Leisure has. Plus, it's up to 50% off. Play gyms for the kids, that's $1,000 off. Patio umbrellas, take 20% off. You can get a 4-person hot tub for just under $3,000. We know you're really going to just use it for yourself. Family Leisure has discounted pricing on all in-stock pool toys and floats while the supplies last, so you better get in quick. Plus, Family Leisure has special financing available. Just ask an associate for all the details. Summertime means party time, and Family Leisure is ready for any party. Family Leisure, Whitten Road at I-40, where family and fun all come together.
I'm Gary York. I'm the service director at Lexus of Memphis. Our service department wants to be more than just a place where you get your oil changed. We do glass repair, windshield replacement, recalibration of your camera and sonar systems, even wheel repair, tire replacement, all the things you would expect from a luxury automotive dealer. Please check out our website. You can schedule your appointment, check out our specials, hours of operation, or if you'd like to do it in person, please reach out to one of our associates at 901-271-5199.
As you know, summer is right around the corner, and for most people, that means more activities, more golf, more biking, more of whatever you love to do. But if you're dealing with aches and pains, your more could become less. This is why I'm here to tell you about Relief Factor. Relief Factor is a daily supplement that helps fight pain naturally. For instance, I was sent Relief Factor to try, and I've been taking it every single day. I'll tell you what, I feel the difference every day. You see, instead of masking your pain, Relief Factor's formula is designed to help reduce or even eliminate it. It's 100% drug-free, and it's been a game changer for so many people. So let's get after it this summer. Let's feel good. Let's do more of the things that we love to do. Don't let pain keep you down. Give Relief Factor a try and save on your first order. Go to ReliefFactor.com or call 1-800-4RELIEF. That's 1-800-4-RELIEF. Help fight pain naturally with Relief Factor. These products and statements have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. These products are not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease or condition.
It's the event you've been waiting for all year. The 66th Annual St. Louis Hole-in-One Charity Festival. Sunday, June 16th through Saturday, June 22nd. Golfers can win cash and prizes every night, along with a chance to win $25,000 towards a City Auto vehicle purchase select nights. Then, a chance to win $1 million the final night. Plus, there are cornhole tournaments every night with cash and prizes. And there's more. Beer, Pepsi products, Prairie Farms ice cream, hamburgers, hot dogs, barbecue ribs, pizza, and even the famous Hole-in-One barbecue bologna sandwich. Friday and Saturday nights, there are kids' carnival rides, as well as children's golf Saturday 2 to 4. Golfers, grab your clubs. Cornholers, practice your aim. Families, bring the kids. In Memphis, there's something for everyone. You're invited to the biggest party of the year at St. Louis Church, 203 South White Station Road. The 66th Annual St. Louis Hole-in-One Charity Festival. Sunday through Saturday, June 16th through the 22nd. Fun, family, and fabulous prizes all week.
This show is sponsored by BetterHelp Online Therapy. 2024 is halfway over. What's something you've done this year that you're proud of? Keep up the good work with a moment every week to hit pause and reset in therapy. BetterHelp offers affordable online therapy on a flexible schedule. Take a moment with BetterHelp. Just visit betterhelp.com/succeed today and you'll get 10% off your first month. That's BetterHelp, HELP.com/succeed.
Now you want to get nuts? Come on.
Now, back to Sports 56 Happy Hour on Sports 56 and 98.5 FM. Here once again, Johnny Radio.
Welcome back to a little Sports 56 Happy Hour. I'm your buddy, Johnny Radio. Happy Monday, everybody. I hope you had a great weekend. I know I had a wonderful weekend. Hit my under last night. I love that. Played a little Florida Panthers hockey game in Stanley Club. Won that bad boy. Had Tennessee. 7 home runs yesterday. It was a pretty good weekend.
I'm glad to hear that, John.
For somebody who's in a lot of pain.
John, I tell you what. And I tell anybody that uses DraftKings, go and take advantage of this.
The 2-run?
The 2-run. If you use this and make a bet and your team goes up by 2 runs at any point in the game, you win. Yesterday morning, Phillies and Mets, we faded Quintana, who was on the mound for the Mets, took the Phillies money line at like minus 140, and did the 2-run promo. They go up 3-0 or 3-1, whatever it was, and then here come the Mets all the way back, and Mets end up winning that game. But since we had that 2-run thing, we get the win. It was a great start to our Sunday,
dude. That is a beautiful start to your Sunday, and that was bases loaded. Castellanos hit into a what was it, a 2-1 double play? Swinging bunt. That is painful.
Yeah.
That is a that is a painful way to end the game. But yeah, you got the win no matter what. There was an underdog. I didn't have this play, but it was one of the plays a buddy of mine took, and it was like plus. He took it. He did the FanDuel $50 if you go up by 2 runs.
Oh yeah.
And it was like plus 240.
Oh wow.
And in the first inning, they scored 2 runs.
And it can be like that.
And you get the juice as well.
Yeah.
So, like, I was like, bro, so you put up $50 and won $120 off that bad boy?
Crazy.
Nice. Or maybe, like, anyway, I was trying to do math in my head. It might have been right, might have been wrong. But we are going to come back on the other side. We got to talk some baseball. We got baseball today, and I'm not talking about just college. Again, NC State and Georgia. It's the final. It's the 8th spot for the College World Series. It's the last spot that's open. You got 4 SEC teams who have already punched their ticket. You have 3 ACC teams who have already punched their ticket. And guess what kind of action we got tonight?
We got SEC versus ACC.
That's right. Are we going to have 4 and 4? Or is it going to be a little 5-3 action? Charlie Condon is playing for Georgia. I will tell you one thing. We know Georgia pitchers will cheat.
They will.
They will cheat. You think we're going to see a little cheating tonight?
You never know, John.
Foreign substances opening up things in the corner of ballparks and pulling out things.
Yeah.
Hey, listen, if you're not cheating, you're not trying.
Bingo.
Isn't that the old adage? We're also going to talk about, like, do you know Darren Waller retired?
Of course. You mean international superstar musician and singer and rapper Darren Waller?
Yeah.
Yeah, I know him.
Boy, Darren Waller has a fascinating story.
Was married to Kelsey Plum?
Right, yeah, and is not married to Kelsey Plum anymore.
Yeah.
Is Kelsey Plum on the Olympic team?
Yes, she is.
She is?
Uh-huh.
Damn, so right now it's Kelsey Plum.
Oh, John, have you seen the Threes team? You're going to love the
Threes team. What's that?
Yeah, so they have regular basketball in the Olympics, but they also have 3-on-3 basketball where it's like half court, basically more pickup style.
Like the Big Three has now gone Olympic?
Well, it's been in the Olympics, but it's exactly what the Big Three is, but it's international and countries play against each other. I don't know who the third is. I forget who the third is, but Cameron Brink.
The good-looking blonde. And by the way, who Jimmy Butler been kind of following her around, watching her games. You notice this?
Yeah.
The way they hugged each other the other night.
Well, because did you see the video that Cameron Brink had where they were like Jimmy Butler or Damian Lillard? And she's like, Jimmy Butler. And then they were like, Jimmy Butler or and then put another NBA player, and she was like, Jimmy Butler. It was like always Jimmy Butler. Like she loves her some Jimmy Butler. And so Jimmy went out to her game and
reckless
had
speculation. Cameron Brink, Jimmy Buckets, baby, here in a few years.
So Cameron Brink's on the Threes team, and so is who was the girl for LSU that ended up folding in the point guard, the little point guard.
Oh,
that ended up folding in the postseason. She's also on the Threes team. You know who I'm talking about.
Yeah, I know who you're talking about.
She's now at TCU.
She's. Gosh, dog it.
Hold on, I'm looking it up.
She's got like a crazy Kaylee Van Lith.
Yeah, Van Lith. That's right.
Is it Haley or
Haley Van Lith?
Haley
Van
Lith.
She's also on the Threes team, and then there's a third. I can't remember, or maybe there's 4. But I know those 2 are on the team, for sure. And then I don't remember who's on because I
feel like they're trying to put like hotties on the team, not necessarily basketball players, because these are both rookies, right? Well, one's in college. And
one's still in college. Van Lith transferred to TCU.
Damn. So she left LSU after getting a natty. Wait, she didn't get a natty.
No, they did.
South Carolina.
That's right. South Carolina beat them. That's right.
Yeah. I think. You know what, man? All I remember is about Caitlin Clark. That's why she should be on the Olympic team, please. What are we doing, people? By the way, the other thing is, what are you doing, people, if you haven't gone to Frontier Western Store? Seriously. Do you want to look good? Deion Sanders said it. If you look good, you feel good. When you feel good, you play good. That's with every walk of life. You don't have to just be an athlete. When you look good, you feel good. When you feel good, you're good at your job. You're good at doing what you're trying to do. Maybe you're scoping out chicks at the bar. You'll be a lot better at it if you went to Frontier Western Store because you won't look shabby. You'll look styling and profiling because they can dress you from head to toe. Largest boot showroom on planet Earth. Western boots, work boots, dress boots, you name it, they got it. Hey, dude, they got those shoes as well. Hey, dude. They have a ladies' boutique, a children's department. They got you covered from head to toe and everyone in your whole family. If you can't get to Olive Branch, you can always shop online at frontierwesternstore.com. We got Hardwood, and we got a lot of fun and games on the other side. Sports 56, 98.5 FM.
Simple, smooth, and every sip is easy as the last. Tito's handmade vodka tastes just as good with tap water as it does your favorite mixers. Back in the day, Tito distilled, hand-bottled, taste-tested, sent out to a few friends, then taste-tested again to give you the finest juice around. No frills, no flavors, no fancy labels, just the good stuff, just Tito's. For recipes, videos, and more, visit Tito'sVodka.com. Distilled and bottled in Austin, Texas. 40% alcohol by volume, mainly 80 proof. Crafted to be savored responsibly.
Hi, this is Troy Fiveash, owner of Fiveash Roofing. In these uncertain economic times, there are so many things as a contractor and a business owner that I cannot control. The rising cost of materials, not to mention fuel and transportation costs. In the last 2 years, shingle prices have almost doubled, and commercial materials have doubled. And I don't have to tell you what fuel costs these days. But you know what I can control? How much markup I put on a project. I have always prided myself in knowing I never gouge a customer. But in an effort to ensure my crews have work and my customers are being treated fairly, I have lowered my profit margin, hoping to give you a price you can live with and keeping my crews busy. So if you need a roof or gutters, please give us a call. Five Ash Roofing, fair, honest, and ethical. Five Ash Roofing, a proud sponsor of Tiger Athletics and a member of the Tigers home team. 367-0050 or MemphisRoofer.com. 367-0050 or MemphisRoofer.com.
eBay Motors is here for the ride. Go ahead, feel your engine. Admire that perfectly installed exhaust. Your vehicle's moving along this freeway like it was made from fresh installs and a whole lot of love. With eBay Motors, you get over 122 million parts to keep it running. And with eBay Guaranteed Fit, they'll be the perfect fit every time. Plus, at these prices, well, we're burning rubber, not cash. Keep your ride or die alive at ebaymotors.com. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply.
Tuning into this station was the first best thing you have done today. This is Sheldon Rosengarten, and I'm with you, Mallory, and we are both with Mark's Bensdorf Realtors. You, what's the next thing we can advise people to do if they are selling their home?
The next best thing? Remember, Sheldon, the real estate market is changing, and you need honest, forthright help navigating the new environment. Doing it on your own is like driving a car in a blinding snowstorm.
Correct, you. The upcoming changes will mean a lot for both buyers and sellers, and that's why we always advise people to talk to 2 to 3 real estate brokers and make sure that we are one of them.
Sheldon, 2 to 3 real estate brokers? Really? Like 2 to 3 tee shots you always take?
Yes, you. It's important to have a choice, whether in real estate or in golf. Now, back into the fairway, and to find out how you will move you, call them at 497-9756, or find out what they often say when you want the job done. Call Sheldon at 483-0546 or MemphisRelocate.com. That's 483-0546.
We are Sports 56, WHBQ Memphis, and WU253 Memphis, Flint Broadcasting Stations.
That was one of those things. When things get too heavy, just call me helium.
Now, back to Sports 56 Happy Hour on Sports 56 and 98.5 FM. This hour is brought to you by Tito's Vodka. Here once again, Johnny Radio.
Welcome back to a little Sports 56 Happy Hour. I am Johnny Radio. It is a beautiful Monday in the Mid-South. Hanging out with Brian Dacus. Really excited to be here because guess what? It's my last day. I'm going to be here this week.
Yeah, you're gone the rest of the week.
Gone the rest of the week. You'll be listening to a little Colin Cowherd the rest of the week.
That's right. A little Nat action.
Little Colin. What's he been talking about lately? I don't know.
I'm sure today he's talking a lot of Danny Hurley.
Oh, Big Dan Hurley. Big Dan Hurley news coming out. I also got some crazy stories. We're going to talk about Dan because, they say that Dan Hurley is going to make his decision today.
Today's decision day, John.
Today is decision day, and we're going to talk about that in a minute. We got some good Hardwood stories coming up here at 12:30. I don't know if you've heard Randy Gregory. Do you remember Randy Gregory?
Of course.
You are a big
Former
old
cowboy,
so yes. Remember when he was always getting in trouble for smoking the weed?
And other things.
He was fined $532,000. $532,000 just for THC issues while he was, of course, in his brief time in Denver and, of course, with his other teams, the Cowboys. And didn't he play for Tampa, too?
I think so.
I think he was there for a little bit. Anyway, the point is now he has a medical card and a doctor who says that he needs medical marijuana. He needs THC, and it's prescribed to him for his social anxiety disorder. Plus, he has post-traumatic stress disorder. and a bunch of other disabilities that he says that the medication, which is marijuana, helps him with. And he's suing the NFL for all $532,000, wants his money back,
How
damn
about
it.
that?
Because you can't sue me for medicine.
Give me my money.
Almost said beat, better
Well.
give me my money. It almost just came out. But you know what I'm saying. So we'll talk a little NFL stuff. Rashee Rice, by the way, did you hear about this, speaking of NFL?
No, I don't think so.
You know, he's been doing some nice things. You know, trying to show a different side of himself.
Sure.
And he's come out there and he vows to mature after the off-field issues that he's had. He's had a bunch of them. Everybody's been talking about it. You know all about it,
Of
I'm
course,
sure.
yeah.
Everybody remembers Rashee Rice, the wreck, the guns, the weed, the yada yada, the beating up a dude. Well, he says now he's maturing. And as of late, he's been doing a bunch of charity. He hadn't been beating any people up at clubs or nothing.
Wow.
You know what, bro?
Good for him.
Hey, anybody, all you have to do is make a decision to be better.
Is that like
And then
the
go out
the
there and do it.
standard we're gonna set for him now? It's like, wow, he went to a club last weekend and he didn't get into any altercations.
He was at a Dallas nightclub, didn't get in a fight, and the next day he was out there giving food to the homeless.
Wow,
Okay.
wow. Guess what? He drove to practice today and didn't wreck
And he
into any
wasn't
cars.
drinking.
Yeah, I mean, what a time.
When you look though at that wide receiver room,
Oh, jeez.
in Kansas City, you understand why they're going to bend over backwards to do every damn thing they can to
Well,
keep
and then
that.
they drafted Worthy, right?
Yeah, and he's already dropping dollars
Well, that's right.
and coin and drip.
Well, no, that and he's dropping balls at practice. There was one clip that went
Oh, I saw
viral where
that.
he dropped a pass and everybody was freaking out, like, you've got to be kidding me. The wide receiver group's got to be cursed. Like, this is ridiculous.
I have a feeling
it'll
Patrick
be fine.
Mahomes and Andy Reid and them boys are going to do fine. I mean, again, like Kadarius Toney, McCole Hardman. Like McCole Hardman, did he not catch the little game-winning touchdown
right.
last year? And
Yeah.
the year before it was Kadarius Toney. About also, my memory serves well, which again,
Uh-huh.
I don't trust it very much these days.
Yeah.
Still coming back from panic.
Still,
That's
what
why-
is it, a month ago?
That's why I'm going on vacation.
Right, you
Going
gotta
down
let
to
loose a little
Pickwick with the
bit.
grandkids, baby.
And you can't act an animal because your entire family will be there.
Correct.
Got to
I'll
be a good
very
example
boy.
for your grandkids.
That's right. But think about this. You got Rashee Rice, who's by far their best player. Kadarius Toney, McCole Hardman, Xavier Worley. Like, again, this is a wide receiving room that
John, what do your
very
grandkids
good.
call you? Pop Pop?
big pimping.
Big
No, I'm just kidding. No, it's my youngest doesn't speak yet. She's 10 months.
She's mute.
She took 3 steps last week.
Wow.
So she's doing really well. In fact, now I'm going to be in trouble. She's 9 months. I'm sorry. She's 9
you
months
know.
old.
They all look the
Rio,
same.
I apologize. And then my 6-year-old, she calls me Granddaddy because she can't say anything. And then Corbin, who will be 12 tomorrow, when he wants my attention, he calls me John. Because
We're at that age.
Because Granddad somehow
Done register for you.
You know how I block things out extremely
yeah.
well.
Yeah.
Like, but he'll say Johnny or John. He usually says Johnny.
Hey, Granddad, why can you only eat those cookies? Why can't I have one? You ever get that yet?
No, but that is really funny you said that. My mom, one of the first things, because I saw her this weekend, and she said to me, she goes, "Baby, please don't bring any of those stupid cookies." She's like, the kids, if they get a hold, I'm like,
man.
Mom, I don't know if you know this. I've raised 2 daughters. They're doing
I
really
know what I'm
damn
doing.
well. They never got into my
Get off
group.
my back.
Come on now. But I do want to talk a little NBA. That was a little bit of fun just going off on some random tangent. I do want to talk a little bit, and it has nothing to do with the NBA game we saw last night. Dallas got their, they gave them it was a good fight. But I never felt like the Dallas Mavericks were actually going to win the game.
Jeez. And that Peyton Pritchard 3
Banking
at the end of the
it
third.
in
that ended it. That shut the door. That slammed the door.
Dude, the thing that was the craziest about it is, do you realize when Kyrie got fouled with 3.3 seconds left in the second quarter going into half, those were the first 2 free throws that Kyrie Irving has attempted in the NBA Finals. So one, that was like That was a glaring that poked out to me at the halftime, and I'm like, damn, man.
This team also can't shoot free throws.
They can't make free
they're
throws.
awful.
I'm like, dude, I really think I'm going to add a little bit more to the under, which I did, and I got that at I think a 209.5 or something like that. Anyway, point is, because after I was like, man, Kyrie, those are his first two.
That's crazy.
Free throws. I was like, that's not good. They're missing free throws. And then when I saw Peyton Pritchard throw up a prayer and it goes off the glass and in after Dallas tries to get a little bit of momentum. Remember, they had a defensive stop, which was big. They were all pumped up about that stop. They go out there. Kyrie gets fouled. He makes his free throws. You're like, oh, yeah, we're right there in this game. And then, boom. You're like, you got to be kidding me. You got to be kidding me. That 3-point, that gave them a 3-point lead at halftime, didn't it? Wasn't it tied?
Yep.
If I remember correctly.
Yeah, it sure did.
It was tied, right?
It was.
And then he hits a three, and they're man, it's just that was wild. That game was wild.
It sure was.
And the thing for me that is the wildest is I still have not been able to fully digest what we saw during the Eastern Conference, basically all the way up to the finals. Like when I was watching the East play, I felt like I was watching a B League. Oh, the G League. I was watching G League basketball compared to what I was watching happen over in the West. And then I'm just watching this Boston team whip everybody. Like they're just better. I also got duped.
How's that?
Man, I was drinking that Luka and Kyrie Kool-Aid.
Yeah.
I was slurping that stuff up. I was talking about Kyrie's different. Look at him. He's happy. Oh, when you're happy, you play better. You know what I mean? Like, oh, Luka's the greatest thing since sliced bread. Oh, they're clutch. They're clutch. The game's close in the final 5 minutes. I trust Dallas more than anybody. The biggest thing is, though, is not it's. I mean, Luka, who's a little bit hobbled, still had a 32-point triple-double the other night. The biggest thing is Kyrie has not hit a three-pointer in 2 games.
Yeah.
He's over 13 in the series. He's not playing good basketball. And we talked about it in the Minnesota theory, you need 60 points from those 2 guys during the series. Was that not what we were all saying?
Mm-hmm.
Man, Luka's doing his part. Kyrie's not. But the other thing is P.J. Washington, he's not hitting those corner threes right now. It's 2 games in a row. I think in 2 games they have 1 corner three. And they were averaging like 11 attempts and making like 6 of them or something ridiculously during the Western Conference Finals. You also have Gafford and Lively who aren't doing anything. And those lobs that Luka was constantly getting, there's no lobs because they're not having to double Luka. Because, damn it, this team can switch and do whatever they want. They can throw Drew. They can throw Tatum. They can throw Brown. Everybody they throw at him is playing him man. And, yes, he's getting his. He got his. He got his.
Mm-hmm.
He got his 32 points. But guess what? Nobody else is getting off. I was so impressed that he had 11 dimes last night. Because it wasn't like everybody out there was just burying things. And again, this team's going to have to shoot so much better from the 3-point line if they actually want to beat the Boston Celtics. And they haven't shot. Have they shot 30%?
I don't think so. And Boston did not shoot the 3 well last night and still able to win.
Well, I think they were like 1 for
they were really
2
bad.
for their first 12 or something. It was a and yet they were still up by 3 at half because of a Peyton Pritchard half-court shot. But I wasn't going to talk about that even though I just started talking about it. Because I gotta ask you, like they say today's the day that we're gonna find out if Dan Hurley leaves UConn and becomes a Laker, or he goes back to UConn and tries to go for a 3-peat. They have moved their practice as of you told me this. So UConn had a 12 o'clock practice today.
Yeah, they're supposed to practice at 12. They've moved it back to 2. John, this story is getting insane. From every report I can gather.
So basically, because they're on East Coast time, so it's like 1 o'clock there. So their
Right.
practice. So
their practice is supposed to start an hour ago.
I was going to say yes, but so it's supposed to start here in a few.
Right.
Like you thinking in the next 20 minutes, 30 minutes, we're going to find out if Dan Hurley's either coming back to UConn or going to be a Laker.
Hopefully, but literally, supposedly, from what I'm gathering from both national and local reporters, up in Connecticut is that nobody knows what he's going to do. Like, people at UConn claim they don't know yet on his decision. People at the Lakers claim that they don't know what he's going to do for his decision. And so it's now just a waiting game. And, like, even, like, media people are split on what they think. I've seen some people say, I think he's going to take this job with the Lakers. Other people say, I think he's going to stay with UConn and come back. Adam Zagoria has been reporting all morning and said that Rick Pitino told him he doesn't know what Danny will do, but he doesn't think he'll take the Lakers job. This was his Rick Pitino's quote to Adam Zagoria, quote, his father and his wife don't want to go to Los Angeles. And Rick supposedly has made those similar comments over the weekend to multiple outlets. So supposedly this might come down to what his family wants to do. And it sounds like his family, specifically his wife, might not want to move to L.A.
They're Jersey people, right?
They're big time,
like
Northeast.
They're big.
Yes. And supposedly if you take... would not be the first time that Dan Hurley has turned down a job because his wife did not want to move somewhere else. Like, I know when Kentucky started getting floated out there, everybody was like, no way Dan Hurley takes Kentucky. His wife would hate Lexington. And then there was another job.
I will say Los Angeles is not Lexington, Kentucky.
No,
Lexington's a beautiful
place.
Sure,
but LA's a little different.
But yeah,
there was
the bluegrass state.
Sure.
But yeah, LA's a little different.
There was another job, I think, when he was at Rhode Island that he got offered that it was like, yeah, his wife is not going to want to move there. And so it sounds like, the ultimate decider might be his wife. And, if she don't want to live somewhere, Dan Hurley's very comfortable, and why wouldn't
Mad
you
respect
of staying
for that.
at UConn?
Let me tell you something.
I don't know why I said UConn.
I would
like
listen
that.
to your
UConn.
wife too, Dan.
Sure.
I would.
Why not?
Men, listen to your wives. Trust me.
Always a good idea.
It'll make your life a lot easier.
But it's really a no-lose situation for him. You either go and be the coach of the Lakers or you stay and be the coach of UConn.
Well, if you look at the turnover in the pros, and especially when you look at that Lakers job, this will be his fourth coach since he's been in Los Angeles. You realize that, right?
Yeah.
I mean, Luke Walton, see you bye. Darvin Ham, Austin Manana, Buenos Diaz. Yep. I mean, they bounce off their coaches pretty damn quick because if LeBron, who falls in love and falls out of love very fast with everyone but his wife, Savannah, you are the man. Like, he can literally go down in history as the greatest UConn coach of all time. And do you know how hard that is? You know some of the legends that come before him?
Yeah.
Jim Calhoun. The women's game, Gino.
That's right.
Like, he could be Dan the freaking man. He's already got 2 natties back-to-back, going for a third. That's ridiculous.
Kevin
Ollie. Yes. I feel
I
like
don't know
Kevin
if he'd be
Ollie.
an all-time coach, but I do love Kevin Ollie.
But you love him. I'm just saying, like, he's the dude. And going to L.A., the money, and I totally get it if he wants to try it at the highest level. I can understand wanting to do that. I mean, again, the guy, did you know he was a high school coach?
Yeah.
I mean, think about how far he's worked.
Head coach at Rhode Island.
Head coach at Rhode Island. Now, 2-time champion, won every single game by double digits. I mean, he's nasty. And the thing about it is I totally get where people are out there saying that the college game has gotten even more difficult than the pros because every single year is free agency. The college game, coaching, it has got harder.
Yeah.
I 100% agree. But you're still the dude at UConn. If you go to L.A., you're not the man, Dan.
Right.
That's Jeannie Buss's team. Rob Pelinka is your general manager. And it's still LeBron's city and LeBron's town and LeBron's damn team. And then they might even force you to take some Bronny James down your throat and against your will. I don't know, man. Big fish, small pond. Small fish, big pond.
Could be. Certainly.
I want to be the big fish in the small pond so I can eat up all the other fish and date all the old fishes I want because other fishes are scared of me. You know what I'm saying?
Sure.
I'll be like, yo, what's up, little fishyette?
Sure. And another thing is Dan Hurley has spoken very honestly in the past about, one, wanting to coach in the NBA, but also, two, that maybe he doesn't think he's ready to coach in the NBA yet. I think this was like a year ago.
Well, I mean,
he
he's just
talked
won 2
about
natties, so like I think now,
Well-
if there's ever going to be a time to be ready, it would be
Well,
probably
but
right
not
now.
even that. He fully understands that the demeanor he coaches with, the demeanor he carries himself with when he's on a basketball court, will not translate to the NBA, which is kind of what we've all been talking about since these reports came out that the Lakers were really going to go after him, is that, that fired up, telling everybody to shut up and get in my huddle, not going to work when you're dealing with grown men. It'll work when you're in college, not when you're in the NBA. And so he fully realizes that. And so I think he's a very self-aware guy, and maybe might think this is not the time, or maybe I'm not cut out for coaching in the NBA because it's just such a different game. Who knows? But I did see this from Matt Norlander over at CBS. This was a quote that he got from somebody, a very well-connected NBA source that has zero ties to Dan Hurley, but has a lot of ties with the NBA. This was the quote: "The Lakers' job isn't good. It is not good. Anyone that's not in the NBA might not realize it, but the perception of the job is better than what the job is. It's not a good
Frank
job."
Vogel's been run out. Ham's been run out.
Everybody.
Walton's been run out.
It's hard. The ownership group isn't
They
flush
fired
with
Magic
cash.
Johnson.
And their front office, well, that's a good point. And their front office hasn't proven they can build a roster. Moving forward, you can't even build up with 3 superstars because of the new CBA. You take LeBron and AD off that team, look at that roster. The team is horrible. So, maybe he goes there and goes, like you said, John, don't have much to work with after LeBron leaves, and I might be forced to draft his son and try to turn him into something, which I do think Dan Hurley probably could do. That'd actually kind of be fun to watch.
Like Phil Jackson is like the last coach that just kind of handled LA. I mean, they ran Mike Brown up out that joint.
Sure did.
Mike D'Antoni.
And you see,
remember it? Damn, I forgot about that.
Yeah. And you see, Darvin Ham just got on with the Bucks. He's going to be an assistant with the Bucks next year.
Get Buck. Get Buck. Man, I don't know. I feel like Dan, if I'm Dan, again, this is the job in LA. I know you want to. I just wouldn't do it. I mean, Magic Johnson, like, you know how big of a deal Magic Johnson was. They got rid of him. And hell, dude, they've gotten rid of Coach of the Year. Man, I don't know, man. There's no way. No way I'm leaving UConn. And again, I know that the college game is much more difficult today with the transfer portal, but hasn't Dan Hurley proven that that's one thing he can own?
Well, and that's what we've talked about, is it doesn't seem like he's very phased with the changing of the college game. He knows what his style is. He knows the type of guys he's going out there and getting. He is a grinder, and so I don't think that really bothers him that much.
I'm a betting man. I'm gonna bet that Dan stays in UConn.
Wow, I would love that if he does come back, because I've kind of pretty much said, he's probably gonna leave, but now with recent developments, looks like a good chance he stays, and I think that would be great for college basketball.
And by the way, I like to bet on sports, but there's certain things that I never take a chance with. And one thing I never take a chance is Tito's. I always want the best spirit. It's the best vodka in the world. Why try anything else when you know the best is Tito's? No frills, no flavors, no fancy labels. It's just the good stuff. The juice. 6 times distilled, then stilled in classic copper pots, made in small batches, slightly sweet with a black pepper note. It balances everything out. You can be crafting cocktails, or you can just drink it neat. Tito's, I'm telling you, if life hands you lemons, don't freak out, don't fret, don't stress. Just make a lemon drop. Make sure it's with the best. That's Tito's handmade vodka. Hardwood on the other side.
John, can I ask you one question before we go to break? If Dan Hurley stays at UConn, what do the Lakers do?
Looks like JJ.
But what if
JJ?
Here's a plot twist. JJ says, I thought I was your head coach a week ago. Then you wanted to try to go above me and get somebody else. I don't think I want your job anymore. Then what do? You don't have a coach.
This LeBron. Who was it that was a
player
coach?
Oh, it used to be massive back in the day. LeBron, the player coach. I like
it. Just do it. Do it. We're going to take a quick timeout. Hardwood on the other side. Sports 56, 98.5 FM.
Wilson's specializes silver services so they stay looking brand new. Call Wilson's Pro Wash, 901-524-6799, or online at wilsonsprowash.com.
Locally owned and operated for over 40 years, Automatic Gates Construction tailors custom gate solutions for all your residential, commercial, and industrial needs, including repairs, maintenance, and installation. Automatic Gates Construction specializes in designing and installing automatic gates and fencing that seamlessly blends security, functionality, and aesthetic appeal. Elevate the safety and efficiency of your property with a premium gate solution. Automatic Gates Construction at myautomaticgates.com.
Right now at Genesis Diamonds, we're always giving relief to our customers with free financing on diamond earrings and designer rings. We bring you that luxury of real Rolex and spread your payments over 5 whole years without paying a dime in interest. It's dangerous. Just because $35 off, and that's with zero down. Now through June only and only at Genesis Diamonds. Operates extended credit system.
Booting Clothing Company, we have it all. From handmade Amish leather belts, fine and casual clothing, boots, casual boots, work boots, fancy boots, and even safety-toe boots. Lots of cowboy hats to choose from, even Nevo lights, good-looking duck-head dress shirts, duck-head caps, shorts, and pants. Tons of jeans from Ariat, Wrangler, Devil Dog, and Times Ranch jeans. At Hewitt & Dunn, we have a great selection of Old South t-shirts and caps. Fine clothing from dress to casual to Sunday best. Enjoy choosing from UFO's orthopedic approved shoes. Hewitt & Dunn Booting Clothing Company. Boots of every size, every color, every skin. Great quality Western, work, and safety toe boots. Hewitt & Dunn Boots and Clothing Company. 111 North Center Street, Collierville. Hewitt & Dunn. Hewitt & Dunn, serving you and your family since 1961.
4.9 liter V8, 0 to 60, and I'm about to find out.
Now, back to Sports 56 Happy Hour on Sports 56 and 98.5 FM. This hour is brought to you by Tito's Vodka. Here once again, Johnny Radio.
John, supposedly Dan Hurley will hold a press conference today at UConn, according to Seth Davis.
Ooh, sounds like he's going to come back to UConn.
That's what Seth Davis is saying. Seth Davis says there's no way that he holds a press conference at UConn to announce bad news. So,
and again, I would 100%, I wouldn't have taken, I mean, Darvin Ham lasted 2 seasons in L.A. with LeBron. The longest coach in LeBron's tenure in L.A. was Frank Vogel, 3 seasons.
Yep.
Walton made it 1 year, Vogel 3, Ham 2. Man, you got it. You are the made man. You're like, have you ever seen Scarface?
I've seen parts of it.
He's like Tony Montana.
Yeah.
When he's big. That's how he is in UConn. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah.
It's just how it is, man. Now, we're about to do a little bit of hardwood, but I did want to tell you about Rick's Powder Coating. If you want a beautiful finish every time, it's Rick's Powder Coating. They specialize in automotive, ornamental, residential, and industrial coating. If it's metal, they can powder coat it, and it looks better. It lasts longer. That old patio furniture that's all rusted up and looking bad, give it new life. Take it out to Rick's, and I'm telling you right now, it will look brand spanking new. And some of this stuff you probably had 20, 30, 40 years in your family. You don't want to get rid of it. No, don't go buy new pieces. They're not built as well anyway. Go out there, take it to Rick's Powder Coating, have it come back, and it will look perfect. You can pick any color. They're locally owned and operated since 2002. Rick's Powder Coating will customize a beautiful finish just for you. Drop by or give them a call. Rick's Powder Coating can bring color to your life. 901-367-2771 or go to rickspowdercoating.com. Let's go to Hardwood.
Well, John, let's make sure we don't have any more updates on Dan Hurley. Checking my phone, searching, just making sure we don't have anything, because I would hate to get to Hardwood and something massive happens and we just have to stop in our tracks. So double checking, triple checking. Okay, no new news, John. Ready to go to Hardwood?
Bro, let's go to Hardwood.
This is Access
Hardenwood.
Now, this just popped up on my timeline. It wasn't a story that I was planning on, bringing up.
Okay.
But I am going to Pickwick tomorrow.
Yes, you are.
And I don't know where Sydney Sweeney is. Do you know who she is?
Yes.
But she's on a lake.
Is she?
In a hot bikini.
Interesting.
And she's riding a banana boat.
Wow. Wasn't LeBron, Carmelo,
Do you
D-Wade,
think she's at Pickwick?
Maybe.
Bro, she's one of the most talented actresses I've ever seen.
You know, John, I've never been to Pickwick.
Really?
Yeah, never.
Well, if you weren't having to work all the time, I'd take you.
Maybe I can go and see Sydney Sweeney there.
Damn, she's have you seen her movies? She's probably.
I saw Euphoria. That's a show.
Actually, I've never seen a movie she's in.
Huh.
She's actually, so you know what movie she's in?
I know a TV show she's in. I don't know a movie.
Okay, back to sports. Sorry about that. Now, a lot of good things are going on in the world, but you noticed Kyrie, by the way, has been in the news for a lot of positive things until this series started. Everybody was talking about how he's grown, he's matured. And I will say he definitely has. But I will say one thing, they're down 0-2. He's not hit a three-pointer. He's looked pretty terrible. But, bro, he hadn't lost any confidence. Have you heard him address their 0-2 deficit, their 0-2 hole?
No.
Bro, he told Boston fans when he was walking off the court, he said, I guarantee you I'll see you back here and we're going to win. We're going to win right here in your face in Game 5 as he was walking off the court. Okay. So he's saying that this thing ain't even close to over. And, if you've been watching those games, you've been hearing a whole lot of F. Kyrie chants coming down on him. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah.
Do you think those F.U. Kyrie chants coming down on him may be the reason he's 0 for 8?
Maybe.
Or do you just think it's that damn Celtics length and that defense is nasty?
It might just be the defense.
I kind of think it's nasty. I do say, though, he has all the faith in the world that they're going to be back. Do you have faith that they're actually going to turn this into a series? Or does this feel like maybe a gentleman's sweep?
Man, John, I picked Dallas going into it, but watching that game last night, I felt myself telling myself, yeah, this one's over. This doesn't even feel like a series.
Dallas is a 1.5-point favorite Wednesday night in Dallas.
Wow.
They are a 1.5-point favorite currently.
That's crazy because the Celtics play their better basketball on the road.
On the road.
Like.
Total, though, interesting is 212.5, not about, is 212.5 right now. Both the unders have hit in the first two games.
I was thinking about you last night when I saw that.
Yeah, I'm an undertaking fool.
John, supposedly Dan Hurley's wife just showed up to the facility and is high-fiving everybody while she's walking in.
Dan is?
No, Dan's wife.
Oh, dude. Dan's wife, if she wants to play her card right, she could actually be bigger than... What is her real name? Who played... Okay, Al Pacino was Tony Montana in Scarface. The good-looking blonde was... Come on, man. Help me out. Are you Googling this? Once you say her name, I'm going to be like...
Elvira Hancock. Michelle Pfeiffer.
Michelle Pfeiffer.
Her name in the movie was Elvira Hancock.
Oh, no. But Michelle Pfeiffer, she could be bigger than Michelle Pfeiffer was. And by the way, did you see some of the dresses Michelle Pfeiffer was wearing in Little Tony Montana?
Yeah.
Looking good. She just had a little booger sugar problem during that show.
Wow.
But I'm saying she could go out there and be like, yep, I told Dan he ain't leaving. We staying.
She really could. You're exactly right.
Like, this was all me, y'all.
She could definitely take all of the praise.
And if I was
this.
Dan, I would actually let her take that.
Oh, for sure.
Because Dan is a baller, so she would get a lot of stuff free. So while he's at work, she wouldn't be out spending his money because she'd be getting a lot of love from the fans.
I also love how today has turned into like a wall-to-wall Dan Hurley, what's he going to do day. This is great. I love this. On June 10th, we're wall-to-wall on Dan Hurley's decision.
Did you ever,
what a day.
It's wild. I mean, Bobby Hurley's somewhere jealous.
Well, he's over there trying to get ready for his documentary about his team that he's going to make to get his players NIL money. So You know, I mean, maybe
that
use this as part of
documentary
it.
is all the proceeds are going to be for his players.
Yeah, remember because that was the talk about that kid that was that 5-star that was supposed to come to Memphis and then ended up going to Arizona State, and that he's working on a documentary, like in-season documentary that will pay NIL money to the players that are in it, which will be like everybody.
So, I don't know if you know this, but Reggie Bush, I'm worried about him.
Why? He just got his Heisman back.
I thought that would make him a happy, well-rounded individual, at peace with himself. Reggie Bush, I think, has lost his mind.
Really?
Yup. He guaranteed that UFC football fans absolutely 100% will be back.
Oh.
And they will be winning national championships, and soon. Man, please. Has he seen? I know he likes offense, and I'm sure Lincoln Riley does it for him on offense. But they don't play defense against anybody. Uh-oh.
Adrian Wojnarowski, Woj Bomb, UConn head coach Dan Hurley has turned down the Los Angeles Lakers 6-year, $70 million offer and will return to chase a third straight national title, sources tell ESPN. LA would have made him one of NBA's 6 highest paid coaches. What a world.
I mean, I think it was a right decision.
And John, let me tell you something. Do you
and he
know
got a fat raise, I'm sure, out of this.
Do you know what happened 20 years ago?
20 years ago today?
This year, I should say.
20 years ago.
This offseason, I should say.
20 years ago, a lot of stuff happened.
Coach K also turned down the LA Lakers.
No way.
20 years ago. Coach K got offered the Lakers job and turned it down. And now Danny Hurley has done the same. What a time. I mean, this is crazy.
Man, well, I'm going to tell you, that is...
Oh, I'm sorry to bombard Hardenwood with
I
Hurley
appreciate
news.
it. Listen, Dan Hurley, if you haven't heard, he's turned down the Lakers job. He will be back at UConn going for his three-peat. Again, 2-time national champion, going for a three-peat. That would be absolutely crazy in college basketball. But, bro, this is simple, man. Now, L.A., they're the biggest brand right now in the NBA, but damn it, it's just because it's L.A. They have a fake championship. They have an in-season tournament championship. And they have LeBron and Anthony Davis. Great. And Jeannie Buss was in Playboy. So, I give them a lot of street cred. But outside of that, really, just wait till they play the Nuggets in the playoffs again next year and get knocked out, okay? That's just the way things are going for the Lakers. Now, there's hockey. Is the hockey game tonight?
Tonight, John, game 2.
Man, I'm really, really, really excited. I'm going to be paying more attention to the College World Series, Super Regional. The last ticket will be punched. It's either going to be Georgia or NC State. We're going to have an all-ACC, SEC College World Series. That's happening. But also in Florida, the Panthers are trying to go up 2-0 over the Oilers. I think I know why the Oilers are struggling, Holmes.
Why? Because our girl's still missing?
Dude, our girl is completely MIA. She is now shut off her Facebook, her Instagram.
Oh, so we found her.
Now we found her. No. The reason we haven't found her.
Oh, is
because when they did find out, the girl has she's not on X.
Interesting.
She's not on the Facebook. She's not on Instagram. She's completely dropped off the world because she has the most famous tatas in America right now.
Sure.
Or Canada for damn sure. And I do have to say this. I'm with, you know who he's a hockey player. Evander Kane is?
Uh-huh.
He's an Oiler, right?
He is.
I'm making sure I got the right guy. And I think it's the only Oiler that I know, so that's why I said his name. But one of the Oilers said that they need her. They appreciate her enthusiasm. And then he mumbled under his breath, and he goes, also appreciate seeing them tatas. He's like, yeah, boy. But the realistic thing is she's disappeared from we don't know where she is.
Wow.
And I'll tell you one thing, if this lady doesn't take up the Stanley Cup, if they go down 0-2, I think all of Canada must find her, put her in the stands, and make her show her boobs.
So
not make her, but at least give her $100K like the porn site.
So
every time they score a goal, she shows her boobs.
I don't know what Edmonton does before their like big time games, but I know like in Florida for game 1, they have Mike McDaniel there hitting the drum for "Let's Go Panthers." Let's go Panthers. Boom. I forget how they did it, but whatever. He was hitting the drum and they were all chanting whatever before the game started. I think, and I know Edmonton does, I don't know if you've watched this, John, but Edmonton, and I think it's staged, but maybe not. Edmonton has someone in the crowd sing the national anthem before every game. I believe it's all staged. I don't think it's like a random fan they just give the mic to and say, hey, here you go. But they do it from the stands, and basically all for "Oh Canada," all they have to do is go, "Oh Canada," and then the entire place erupts for the rest of it. I think they should get this girl to hit some sort of drum or do the national anthem before Game 3 when they're back at Edmonton. Maybe give the boys a little more juice. You didn't listen to a word I said.
I was looking at her tatas. Sorry.
I think they should have her hit the drum before the game to get everybody fired up.
I can guarantee you one thing. If I was watching the College World Series tonight, all of a sudden social media said that she's in the stands showing her tatas, I'd switch
You'd
over.
switch it over very quickly.
I promise you I would. Also got to tell you something that's going to blow your mind.
What's that?
Time's an illusion.
Okay.
Scientists just proved that time is an illusion. And now it's a fundamental aspect of our universe.
Sure.
But it's an illusion created by quantum entanglement.
Okay.
Quantum entanglement, by the way, occurs when particles become interconnected in such a way that the state of one instantly influences the state of another, regardless of their distance. And I'm not the smart guy in the room. In fact, I was really, really debating on whether the Earth was flat the other day.
You watched too many Kyrie highlights?
No, I was on TikTok for like 20 minutes. And you know how like somehow they like 15 of those things will pop up? Like 1 out of every 10 videos for some reason and during my scroll will pop up about either flat Earth or it's a round Earth.
Actually flat.
But where was I?
I don't know.
Oh, I was talking about how time is an illusion,
That's right.
bro.
Time's an illusion.
So I'm actually never late. Because it's an illusion.
Because it can be whatever time you want it to be.
And if science proved this, man, and by the way, I don't know damn about quantum mechanics.
I can't wait for somebody to go to their boss and they're like, "You're late. Why are you?
Like, bro,
why are you
sorry.
30 minutes late?"
You're confused because you live in a damn. It's an illusion, bro.
Just because I broke out of the human jail cell that you're in your mind. Time's just an illusion, bruh.
Not only is time an illusion, but this same group of experts and scientists said that death doesn't exist and is also an illusion.
Death is?
Yep.
Walk me through this one.
Well, it says, I didn't really read this one because I don't even understand it, but it says people like us, now that the distinction between past, present, and future is only a stubbornly persistent illusion, because all things are happening at once, which I don't even understand that. Man, I'm going to have to smoke a joint right now to understand some of this stuff. Who's got some Afghan or maybe some Alaskan Thunder Bleep, Gorilla Glue number 2, Gorilla Glue number 4, maybe a little Curlado? I think I'm going to need some of this stuff to try to understand this. But dude, if we don't die and time is an illusion, I've been the most confused person since the day I was born. I've always been trying not to die, and I've always been told I'm late to everything. Except for my radio show.
That's right.
Which is somehow a miracle in itself.
I agree.
But I do make it here every time.
You do.
I'm kind of proud of myself.
I am too.
And I hope all you people out there just know now that death is an illusion, time is an illusion, and you've never been late to anything. Just keep doing what you do. We're going to take a quick time out. We'll be back in 2 shakes. Sports 56, 98.5 FM.
Start your day with Sports 56 Mornings with Greg Gaston and Eli Savoy. Weekday mornings from 7 to 10, right here on Sports 56 and 98.5 FM.
Rick's Powder Coating for a beautiful finish every time. Rick's Powder Coating specializes in automotive, ornamental, residential, and industrial coating, which
2 conveyor lines and the largest batch ovens in the Mid-South, Rick's can accommodate all of your powder coating needs. Locally owned and operated since 2002, Rick's Powder Coating will customize a beautiful finish just for you. Drop by or call to see how Rick's Powder Coating can bring color to your life. 901-367-2771 or rickspowdercoating.com.
Summertime's finally here, and that means it's time to party. Lucky for you, Family Leisure is having a summertime to party sale. Now, what's all included in this party sale? Practically everything. 24-foot above ground pools for as little as $19.99. All ladders, filter systems, and even robotic cleaners are 20% off. Come in and look at all of the in-stock patio furniture Family Leisure has. Plus, it's up to 50% off. Play gyms for the kids, that's $1,000 off. Patio umbrellas, take 20% off. You can get a 4-person hot tub for just under $3,000. We know you're really going to just use it for yourself. Family Leisure has discounted pricing on all in-stock pool toys and floats while the supplies last, so you better get in quick. Plus, Family Leisure has special financing available. Just ask an associate for all the details. Summertime means party time, and Family Leisure is ready for any party. Family Leisure, Whitten Road at I-40, where family and fun all come together.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm.
This story is called The Ugly Truth About Timeshare. If you think you've done your family a favor by buying a timeshare, you need my help. Hello, I'm Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group. 10 years ago, I started helping folks cancel their timeshare. In the process, started what's now called the timeshare cancellation industry. The ugly truth is when you buy a timeshare, you can't tell me how much it's going to cost or when it's going to end. I recently helped a couple that had their maintenance fees go from $800 to $3,200 a year. They also received a $4,000 assessment for a hurricane that was over 1,000 miles away. Sound crazy? The crazy thing is this never ends. Call my office now. If we take you as a client, I guarantee we'll cancel your timeshare or you'll pay nothing.
Call for your free information kit. Call 800-761-0000. That's 800-761-0000. 800-761-0000.
Hi, this is Troy Fiveash, owner of Fiveash Roofing. In these uncertain economic times, there are so many things as a contractor and a business owner that I cannot control. The rising cost of materials, not to mention fuel and transportation costs. In the last 2 years, shingle prices have almost doubled, and commercial materials have doubled. And I don't have to tell you what fuel costs these days. But you know what I can control? How much markup I put on a project. I have always prided myself in knowing I never gouge a customer. But in an effort to ensure my crews have work and my customers are being treated fairly, I have lowered my profit margin, hoping to give you a price you can live with and keeping my crews busy. So if you need a roof or gutters, please give us a call. Fiveash Roofing, fair, honest, and ethical. Fiveash Roofing, a proud sponsor of Tiger Athletics and a member of the Tigers home team. 367-0050 or memphisroofer.com. 367-0050 or memphisroofer.com.
Today, I consider myself the luckiest man on the face of the earth.
Now, back to Sports 56 Happy Hour on Sports 56 and 98.5 FM. This hour is brought to you by Tito's Vodka. Here once again, Johnny Radio.
Welcome back to a little Sports 56 Happy Hour. I'm your buddy Johnny Radio. It's the last segment of the day. It's the last segment for the week for me because I'm going on a little vacation. My daughter and my grandson's birthday is tomorrow. Happy birthday. See y'all tomorrow. Now, we got to make some money because, I got to pay for some gifts. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you do.
Got a lot of gifts I got to buy. I like to spoil the kids. If you want to spoil your kids, well, you might want to jump on a couple of my plays because I have more than one bet.
Limited slate in Major League Baseball.
I'm not even playing a pro game.
Ooh,
not even playing a pro
wow.
game. I'm going to figure skating with sticks. I am jumping all over the Florida Panthers. One, the Oilers girl with the great tatas will not be showing her tatas in Florida. They won't be letting that happen. I love Edmonton Oilers super fan, but their team is not all that great. Like, they can't score. Do you know how many goals they scored in game 1?
I actually don't know.
0.
Wow.
They got beat 3-0. You know who Sergei Bobrovsky is? Bobrovsky.
There you go.
Bobrovsky. Do you know who Sergei Bobrovsky is? Let me tell you, this guy blocks goals. He got good eyes. He stopped puck. And this team, with him, they've had the under in the last 11 of their 12 games.
How about that?
That dude's given up 2 or fewer goals in 11 of their last 12 games. And speaking of the Oilers, by the way, they've been cashing the under. 8-2-1 in the last 11 when it talks about the game total going over/under. It has gone under 8 times, over twice, and once it was like set at 5 and it was a push. This says under because you can't score on Bobrovsky. And also, the Florida Panthers. Like, the Oilers are pretty good at defense. Like, I just feel like under 5.5 feels really, really good. But, you know, I do like also the Florida Panthers more than I even like the under. I love the under. I just think the Panthers are better in all aspects. They have the better goaltender. Is that what he's called, a goaltender?
There you go.
Or goalie. He's not a goaltender.
It's both.
What's a goaltender? I feel like I know what a bartender is.
I know what chicken tender is.
I don't think they call them goaltenders because they ain't serving people
they
nothing.
do.
No, they're stopping. It's called a goalie.
In ice hockey, the goaltender is the player responsible for
So it isn't
preventing
it?
the hockey puck from entering the team's net.
Man, that dude should make me a drink. Goaltender. Make sure it's with Tito's, homie, because I only drink the best. I only drink Tito's. So I like the Florida Panthers, and I also do like under 5.5 goals. Now, North Carolina State plays Georgia today. Man, I don't know what it is. I just think I got to go with the team that's going to cheat. They have also Charlie Condon, who hits bombs. But Georgia's pitching staff, they might not be as good as NC State's, but NC State ain't cheating like Georgia's is. I'm taking Georgia. I'm laying the 150. I know I usually don't bet before a game starts because especially in college baseball, I kind of like to see scores first and then go the other way when you get plus big money because it's college freaking baseball. But I'm jumping on Georgia. I think you're going to have 5 SEC teams. It's going to be 3 ACC teams. It's going to be the SEC-ACC Challenge. And I absolutely am back in Georgia. So we're going with, hey, dude, it's a Southern thing. We're going Georgia, and we're going with Florida. Again, Jake Crane with the best line of the day. Florida owns hockey, and the only snow that ever comes to Florida is brought in by the cartel. Gotta say,
it's good.
Very well said. Totally agree. Also wanted to remind you, I'm going out of town. This might be the week that you need to reach out to Automatic Gates, man. Automatic Gate Constructions, they are going to custom tailor a gate for you. They do residential, commercial, and industrial. They do repairs. They do maintenance. They do the installation. They do it all. Automatic Gates Construction specialize in designing and installing automatic gates and fencing that seamlessly blend security, functionality, and aesthetic appeal. Elevate safety and efficiency of your property with a premium gate solution. Automatic Gate Constructions. Go to myautomaticgates.com. I hope y'all have a wonderful, wonderful week. For Brian Dacus, I'm John Harden. I'll see y'all on Monday. Till then, get out there, make the world a better place. We're going to see you on the flip side. Peace.
Buster's Butcher at 199 South Highland Street in Memphis.